Hi guys, I'm back today with a video on a brand that I have never had a chance to try before, and the second that I saw a picture of this, and in fact like the sneak peeks and all of that leading up to the actual launch, I was immediately enamored. You guys, when you see it, you're probably gonna go, oh well, that makes complete sense, because you guys already know what my favorite color of eyeshadow is, and this actually kind of had a combination of pretty much all of my favorite eyeshadow colors. Mostly. And then besides that, the packaging is just some of the most beautiful and unique that I have seen, at least in a palette. It kind of looks like art, and I'm really into that. And the story behind it is even more interesting for me. I'm really into Greek mythology. I think it's cool. I happen to read Lore Olympus. If anybody else out there does, let me know. Holla at your girl. Because it's really good. I like manga. I like all kinds of stuff like that, comics, and I am a geek at heart. So the palette that I'm talking about is the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette. And here's the sleeve that goes over it, but it looks the exact same, so I'm just gonna set that over here for now. But let's just take a really hot minute to appreciate this art. It is just stunning. I can't stop staring at it. I would actually buy this as wall art. So Lois Cosmetics, if you ever watch this, maybe consider selling these as prints. I would definitely buy one. I think it is gorgeous art. Whoever did it did a great job. The colors, the concept, it is just well executed 100%. This palette is about $41 USD, and then with shipping, it made it about $60 to get it here. It took a little time, and it was not Lois Cosmetics' fault. I don't know what is going on with USPS right now, but it's like, are you doing okay, man? Because it got to Chicago, and then from Chicago, I'm in Indiana, so it should have just gone Chicago to maybe Indi or something like that, Fort Wayne, and then to me. No. It sat in Chicago, then it went to New York, then it went from New York to Detroit, Detroit to Indianapolis. I was like, good Lord, this palette has been more places than I have in my entire life, so it was a struggle, but it is here, and I could not be more happy to have it in my hot little hands. So let me just go ahead and show you guys the inside. Oh, okay, first off, look at this mirror. The detail around the mirror is gorgeous. Look, of course I got a smear on it already. But it is beautiful. I think they did a great job with that. And then this color story is, speaking to my soul right now. You got, the grungy greens, and then you've got, your reds and your oranges. You've got your pinks, your purples, your, beautiful champagne shades. I literally just got the phone with my mom about this palette because I was like, girl, this palette, it's got everything. And it does. This has got a little bit of everything for everybody. I feel like you can go very neutral, you can go very grungy, and for that, it is, a perfect palette for my taste. Formulations, this was the first time I tried them, so I wasn't sure what to expect, and I've got to say, I kind of tried to do a look that is a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean a lot above my skill set. I had an idea in mind, and it got so far away from that it is just it's a look all its own. I'm not really crazy about it, but it's not because of the actual shadows, it's because I am just not that skilled. I wish I was, but I'm just not. But as far as the mattes go, they are so easy to use. They are blendable, they lay down really nice, they combine with other colors really nice. I think to get the most impact, definitely maybe try wetting your brush. You don't have to, or maybe using a glitter glue or something like that. I just about never do when I'm trying to do a first impression type of thing, so I did not do that, and I think that the colors definitely turned out really nicely. But if you want something really poppy, that's what I would suggest. However, they are just stunning shades. I really enjoyed using this today. I want to go ahead and swatch this for you guys. I'm going to do this eye look at the very least, and then I really would like to do another look using some of the purples. I know you guys are probably sick of seeing purple looks from me, but hopefully this can run in the more pinkish purple realm instead. But I'll just see how I'm feeling, because sometimes that's a factor in how many looks I can put into a video. Another thing for you guys to know, like I talked about, it did take time for me to get it, but it wasn't because of how fast they shipped it. They shipped it right away after I ordered it. And something I like to see is that they seemed very responsive to people that were talking to them in the comments, and that is nice to see a brand be like that. So in any case, I want to swatch this for you guys. I'm going to do this eye look at the very least, and then I'm going to come back at the very end and give you my final thoughts. The palette is called Poetry. Wow. Well, that swatched wonderfully. That literally felt like a Sydney Grace shadow. And this is kind of a red tone pink shade. It is very pretty. Called Liar. And that is a beautiful orangey bronze shade. Enchanted. And that is a beautiful, slightly more than lime green shade. Next shade is called Forest. And that's a beautiful kind of gray tone green shade. Shade is Eurydice. And that is a beautiful peachy champagne shade. It's called Hades. And this is that like Pat McGrath burgundy kind of purple tone shade. Next shade is called Muses. And this shade reminds me a lot of Grandstand from Makeup Geek. It's kind of like a gold toned brown shade. It is beautiful. Next shade is Orpheus. And that's a beautiful kind of slightly green tone gold shade. Shade is called Snakebite. And that is a deep berry shade. It's called Footsteps. And that's a beautiful gray tone mauve shade. Well, grayish mauvish purple. Called Nymph. And that's a beautiful kind of grass green shade. Called Myth. And that's a orangish yellowish tan shade. The next shade is called Tragic Love. And that's a very red undertone berry shade. So it's similar to this, but definitely more red. Next shade is called Melody. And that's kind of a red tone brown shade. Shade is Woodland. And that's kind of a slightly yellow and gray undertone green shade, if that makes sense. Shade is called Underworld. This is the whole Meet Me in the Underworld palette. Now, I don't have any duochromes in this palette, but I figured I would come a little closer and show you in a different light what this looks like. Okay, I am back and I want to give you guys my final thoughts. First things first, I couldn't believe how quickly this actually shipped out after I ordered it. I was super impressed by that. And then once it got here, the packaging, like the whole like setup of it was gorgeous. I thought that they did a really nice job and added some really cute personal touches to it. I'm actually going to insert a photo somewhere around here of how it looked like when I opened it up. I thought it was really beautiful, and I just thought that there were really nice touches that they added to it. The other thing that I thought was really, really cool was they included a card that had the whole history behind this palette, and I thought it was really interesting. Like, I knew a fair amount about Greek mythology to begin with, but for me, I still thought that this was really interesting to have included with it, and it really ties everything together as a whole story, which I'm really into. The next thing I've got to talk about is packaging. Oh my goodness gracious. This is the outer sleeve for it, so it's not the whole palette, but it's the outer sleeve, and this is the same artwork that is actually on the box. It is just stunning. Whoever did this did a beautiful job. I would get this tattooed. Like, if I could still get tattoos, your girl would be probably heading out to have something like this done. I think it's great. The color on it just matches exactly what's on the inside, and the vibe is just beautiful. And then, of course, when you open up the palette, which I just opened up very backwards, you have this, which, first off, I rarely talk about mirrors, but I love the whole, like, little detailing around the mirror. It is beautiful. The color story itself is just so beautiful. It's a perfect blend of, like, feminine and grunge and all the happy mediums that make them able to be pulled together. I definitely think they had a great concept and they did it well. The actual quality of the product is great, honestly. The mattes work together super nicely. The metallics were really good. I did not have any problems with this palette. I'm trying to think if I have anything negative to say about this, and I just don't. I feel like they did everything really well. I feel like the price is fair. Again, it was about $41 USD. It did cost about $18 to ship it to the United States, but obviously that's out of their control. You can only do so much with whatever the shipping costs are. And I still don't feel like I paid too much for this. I feel like this was a great deal. You know, anything that you don't necessarily like about what I did, it was my fault. It was not the palette. I just am not, I am not a makeup artist. I wish I was, but your girl is just not. So in any case, I definitely think that if you see this available for pre-order again or for sale again, you should definitely scoop it up. It is well worth the purchase. They are very efficient about the way they do things. I think this is a company to look out for because especially if they carry on this kind of creativity with their next palettes, they're going to be huge. So in any case, I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. If it was, make sure you leave a comment down below, like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell for future updates, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.